Hey everybody, welcome to my third podcast. Alright guys, so my name is Bethany. For those of you who are new viewers, for those of you who are returning, thank you so much. I live in Denver with my husband and our 3 cats, Elsa, Bellatrix, and Nala. They do like to make frequent appearances, if you ever see them in the background. And then I realized in my last one that I didn't mention where I can be found on the internet. Most places it's Knotty Moose or Knotty Moose Creations. I'll leave all of that down in the information bar or description down below. And then on Ravelry it is Moose Whiskers. Moose because that's my married name, and then Whiskers because I have cats. So, I don't have very many finished objects this week to show you. It is a lot of whips and a lot of unfinished objects that I haven't worked on since my last podcast. But I do have one completed object, and I did do some sewing. So we'll go ahead and just jump into the first finished object. Sorry guys. But it's not blocked or anything. It is a shawl. It was kind of like a therapeutic thing to work on. Because coming up this week is the anniversary of my first miscarriage. I have had 4 total, but the first one is the only one that had a heartbeat that we know of, and I apologize if this is triggering or upsetting in any way to people. I won't go into details unless you guys want me to in maybe like another video, but it is a difficult time. It's the 2nd anniversary of it. It happened on February 13th, so I'm just not a fan of the week coming up. But anyway, so this is a shawl I made using a Caron cake that I had in my stash. And I used the moss stitch. Let's see if I can show you. And for the most part, I tried to get the color changes to be as even as possible. There were a couple spots where I decided I didn't care. But for the most part, they are pretty even. And I do plan to block this so that it's got more of like an open look to it, kind of like that. But I haven't done that yet. I've just been too lazy, and I haven't weaved in the ends, obviously. So it is very small. I don't know, like, even with blocking, how big it's going to be. And it's got no drape right now, obviously. And I'm chunky, so this doesn't help. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to be, but hopefully, once I block it, it's going to be a little bigger and be able to wrap. But the Caron cake was rainbow sprinkles, and I thought it was weird that in a rainbow cake there was no purple, which purple is my favorite color. For those of you who don't know, that's why this entire wall behind me is purple. Thank you to my loving husband who helped me paint this one time, because when we moved in, this used to be a woodworking shop, and it was really ugly everywhere. So it's gotten better. It still looks obviously like a basement. But it looks a lot better. There was this crappy like metal shelf that he left here, the previous owner. So anyway, that's what this first finished object is. So obviously the color changes got a little shorter as I went on. And I did try to make it, like I said, as even as possible for the color changes. Hello. Here is my apparently 4-legged co-star, as a lot of people, or co-host, like to say. So she hasn't quite entered the frame yet. I just cleaned off my lens. I noticed from my first podcast that her nose touched it, and she left a little mark, and I cleaned it. Or I tried to, so let's see how it goes. My camera's a little higher this time, so I'm hoping that she doesn't, like, put her face all up in it. But the color changes for the most part are pretty even, except, like, down here. Which I don't know if you can see or not. Probably not. I guess maybe if you look at it close enough. But I tried to make them happen either on one of these ends or in the middle. So that is my one and only whip as far as crocheting goes. I have sewn a little bit this week. I used a tutorial by the Crafty Gemini here on YouTube, and it's for the little snap pouches. Excuse you. May I continue? Thank you. Your tail is in my way. And so, I bought the hardware a while ago. I just don't drink my wine. I buy a lot of things off of AliExpress to try and get it cheaper. And so, these snap hardwares were one of them. And really, she never does this as much as when I'm filming. This is never as much of a problem. Don't chew on plastic. Stop. Stop. Go away. Anyway, so this is the first one, and it's not quite true to color on the camera. Maybe a little bit, but not super. Her tutorial has you make them before all of the sewing is done and using the seam allowances. I think you cut 4.5 inches by 7 inches. Don't quote me on that, but if you're interested, definitely go watch her video. She and Rob Appell of Man Sewing are by far my favorite sewing YouTubers, so can I assist you? Ah, yes, you need loves. It's always right now. I just gave you food so you would leave me alone. Okay. Anyway, this is what it looks like. And right now, it's housing my Apple pencil and some knitting needles, double-pointed knitting needles. That was my main goal with this, is to make it big enough to hold like a nice, yes, there you go. It wasn't high enough. Some larger crochet hooks, like the polymer clay crochet hooks or ergonomic crochet hooks. And it's, wow. I can never get anything done that I want to get done. You can't see this, but she's sitting just below the camera, right in front of my tripod, so if it get bumps, I'm so sorry. She's a turd. Anyway, so this is what this first one looks like. I'm pretty happy with it. I like that it's ruffled at the top, only because I tried to make it not ruffled in another one, and it didn't like stay closed as well as I had wanted it to. So, I think this is nice for like double pointed needles, or if you have like, if you just want to have your crochet hooks in something but don't want it to be, you don't like zippers, or you don't like the pull strings. So I think I'm going to make quite a few more of these, and I had made a couple for my husband's friend to maybe sell at a convention that they're doing next weekend. And somehow those didn't turn out as well. Like, I could not get the hardware through. I couldn't, it was too small. I don't know what I did. I did the exact same thing as before. Could not get, I was getting super frustrated. I seam ripped like 5 times. And my top stitching is not the greatest. I am super new at sewing, but with it being ruffled, I feel like you can't tell as much. And then I did make, so this one is longer than she indicated. This one was the same size that she indicated. And I super love this fabric. I got it from Joann's. And the other one I think I also got at Joann's. And this one I just keep my stitch markers in, because they were in a plastic bag before and my cats like to chew plastic. And I always lost it, but this is pretty and I'm going to be able to see it easier. So this is pointless now because all of my stitch markers have fallen. I was trying to be clever, and clearly I am not, so now is not the time to take this out, but here we go. So this is what this one is. I was going to make like maybe a boxed bottom one, and I tried and it didn't go very well, so maybe another day. But that's my sewing. So can you scooch for me? She's saying no. Alright. Well, I am drinking wine today. Usually I don't drink on anything on the podcasts, but I have to clean cat litter after this, so you know, it's one of those days. It's just basic Riscato. It's a very sweet wine. I don't like dry wines. It's like the stuff they serve you at Olive Garden. And we have this place called like Total Wine and Liquors over off of, like, if you're in Colorado, it's Colorado Avenue and Evans. very large, and they had the greatest prices for this wine. So I might have stocked up a little bit the first time my husband and I went. I need you to scooch so I can grab my whips. Beep boop. Thank you. Okay, my first whip is something you have seen before. It is the filet crochet for my cousin's wedding. And it is in a new project bag I got from Caleisha of the Quirky Monday Craft Cast. Oh my god. It's not the one I wanted. I wanted the medium bag, but this is what was here when I finally remembered. And it's so cute! Oh my god, look at this! It says I love you s'more. It's pink bottomed. I thought it was red on the camera in the picture, but it's pink. And it is fully lined, and it's got a boxed bottom. And she has the cutest fabric tag for it. It's so cute. I was going to open it on camera, but I just couldn't stop myself. I was so excited when it came in. I wanted to get a llama one from Ella of No Catchy Name, but I missed out. So, next time, I'm going to be on it. Anyway, it's so cute. I love it so much, and it's got a removable handle. Oh! And she, on the zipper pull, it says, made with love on both sides. And then it included this cute progress keeper or stitch mark, however you choose to use them. And it's fantastic. I love it so much. And it perfectly holds my filet crochet. So, once I make the stuff, you know, for my husband, my father-in-law, and then his grandma for Christmas, definitely going to be housing them in there. It's just so cute. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, so I have made progress on this. I am almost done. Where am I? I'm up here. Haha, I found it. We are unraveling. Hang on. Alright. Sweet heavens, have mercy. Okay, so the last time you saw it, I was down here, like where this block is right here, like this line of this 2 rows of double crochet. And now I'm all the way up here. I am about to start where it says police box. It's moving right along. I talked to somebody at Michael's about framing it so that they can do like the acid-free backing so that it doesn't harm the piece and that it doesn't touch the glass. So I got some rough price estimates on that for my husband. And I'm not sure if I want to, well, we haven't talked about it yet. I'm not sure if I want to sew it myself to the backing or have them do it. I guess it'll depend on the price difference. But I do have the part where it has police box left still. And then I need to go all around it in a single crochet border just to even everything up. Obviously lint roll it, because I don't know if you can see this, but it is covered in cat hair. And I have tried my darndest to not have this covered in cat hair, and it's just impossible. So, I have made quite a bit of progress on that. I did lose my tulip crochet hook for this, and I'm really upset because I thought it was under my couch, and it's absolutely not there. But I did get those steel crochet hooks I showed you, I think, in either my first or second podcast. And it worked just fine once I finally got used to that hook. It's still not as nice as my tulip, but what can you do? So, and then if you're interested in any of Caleisha's bags, I know that she said she sold out, but that she's, I think, planning on making more. So if you want to catch it and you don't already subscribe to her channel, go ahead and do that. And I had some money from my mom left on a gift card for Christmas for Hobby Lobby, which I know not everybody likes, but that's like the closest thing to me, along with Joann's and Michael's. And I did buy like a Yarnology 1.5mm crochet hook, which is the same size I'm using to make the filet crochet, but I can't use it because while it is tapered, it's larger. It just gets large very quickly in comparison to the tulip or the other crochet hook I was using. Here, let me see if I can show you. Sorry, I have to dump everything out to try and find it. There it is. Da, 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 da. Okay. I mean, I guess they're not super different. Maybe you can see it better when it's like up close. Whoops. maybe I'm just crazy. Am I just crazy? It just feels like it's thicker in a lot of ways, and I did not like it. It's also tapered differently. I don't know if you can see the, like, huge difference. Is there even a huge difference? Am I just psychotic? Either way, this is closer to what the tulip looks like. So I've just used this, and it's not bad, like, for being a cheap one that I just bought off Amazon, which came from China. It's doing just fine. So we will just continue with it. Sorry for all the clinking. I had to throw everything out to be able to get that, because it's considerably shorter. So that's what that one is. And then for, the Canadian crocheter, Debbie, for her locale cow, the location crochet along, she's asking people to make something that is representative of where they live. And I have had like a pillow or cushion design in my mind for a while, which I think a lot of people have done something similar, but this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to make it as big as I wanted, and I did get, excuse me, some yarn from Hobby Lobby for it. Just their I Love This yarn. In this forest green, which is part of what I also used the gift card on, and then antique white. I didn't want full white. And I wanted to make like a little double mountain like cushion pillow. So this is what it's starting to look like. I have paused work on it, but I have made a lot of progress. I started this last Saturday. And I've paused progress because of what I'm going to show you for my next whip. But I'm liking it so far. I'm doing it all in single crochet. I'm liking how gentle the decreases for the slant. I didn't want it super just cut in really quick. It is not made like going around and around because I wasn't sure if that would... First off, I didn't want to do a slip stitch to create a seam. And then if I didn't do that, I didn't want everything to shift and look weird, because you know when you crochet in the round, it's stacking on top of each other and it goes in a spiral. And I didn't want that either. So I'm going to make two pieces and then crochet them together just using single crochet. And I was thinking of making a pattern for this, so if anybody's interested, let me know. I was also thinking of making a video for the hat pattern I have on Ravelry, which is free, just because I know not everybody is able to read patterns. Like my friend is learning to crochet, and she says that she has a hard time using patterns, and I know that a lot of other people have that. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know, and I can make a video for that. I've just, had stuff going on in my brain. So here's this. It's going to be essentially like two mountains, well, one mountain, two peaks, whatever. So there is that. That is my second whip. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. And then my third whip is a test crochet. It's called the Cobblestone Pullover. And this designer does accommodate larger sizes, and so I am testing one of the larger sizes, and I think I actually could have gotten away with one size smaller, but here we are anyway. So it is made, I think she says it's a raglan style. Guys, this is my first garment. I don't know what I'm doing. I finished the yoke yesterday, and I started on the torso. Oh my gosh. This is not working. Wow, we're just having all sorts of issues. Hang on, guys, sorry. And this is what it looks like so far. This still looks really crappy as I'm holding it up. It looks very boxy right now, which is fine because I like baggy-er stuff. And it's made using a bunch of puff stitches, and this is like, I'm trying to keep count of where I'm at. So this is where I just finished. That's just marking round 2 of the torso. So I finally made space for the sleeves. And this is done using the Lion Brand jeans yarn, and this is my first time working with it, and it's very soft. It's 100% acrylic. I'm using the stovepipe color way, if anybody's interested. I had to get this from 2 different Michaels. I had purchased it online to pick up in the store. I did one near my husband's work and then one closer to our house. And the one near my husband's work, I don't know if it's just because like it's a nicer area and they just don't give a rat's ass. But it was a whole disaster. He called me, he goes, it's not here. And I finally realized I'd gotten an email that it was canceled because they said they couldn't fulfill part or all of my order. And I was like, honey, they said no. Can you just see if they have any in the back, since it said maybe not all or part of my order? And when I had ordered online in both places, I was really frustrated because it said that they had an amount online. And then when I went to go get all of that online, it said, oh, the amount has changed. And I could only get one less of what each one said. Whatever. That's part of what I'm about to bring up, because he had them look, and they were very snooty about the whole thing. They're like, I don't think she placed the order, and if she did, it wasn't at the right store. We need the confirmation number, when all they really needed was my last name. And there was no confirmation number on any of these emails. It was just an order number. I digress. They found the yarn, and from him I was supposed to get, 4 skeins. And I was trying to order 5 online, and they said they didn't have 5, so I ordered the 4. They did have the 5. They finally, it was a whole big ordeal. The Michaels near me was just fine. I went in, I picked it up, it was all good, and, there were no issues. And that's when I talked about the framing with the nice lady. It was this whole ordeal. And I really don't like that part of town anyway, because they're just kind of uppity. Same with, Highlands Ranch in Colorado. They're just more of an uppity area. And I just got really frustrated. So whatever, I just won't do an online order from them again. And I don't go up near there anyway unless I'm visiting my sister-in-law. Anyway, so here is what this looks like. I think I'll go ahead and put it on just to show you what it's looking like so far. So I'll be back in just one moment. Alright, I'm back. Look at that. It's like magic, right? Alright, so pardon me, I'm in pajama pants, if you can even see them. But this is what it's looking like so far. Well, I guess the size was right. I lied. It looked really boxy, so, obviously I don't realize how chunky I am. So this is what it is. I'm supposed to go for, 20 some more rows, maybe, 19 at this point, until the torso is finished. And I'm hoping that it's not too short. I do like longer stuff. And then I have the sleeves to go, obviously, still, but I'm liking it so far. It's a very squishy yarn. I'm gonna sit down now, sorry. I just, shoved my face in your guys' faces. But it is very cozy so far. I'm hoping to have it done soon, because my husband and I are going to be going to Breckenridge, hopefully with some friends, in about 2 weeks. And I want to see how warm this is, and I want to be able to wear it. So I'm hoping that it is okay. So there's that. That's my last whip. And I don't really have any acquisitions because I just showed them to you while we were going through. I'm going to take this off. Hang on. Alright, I'm back again. And my hair is a hot mess. Okay. Whew, that actually is a little bit warm, which will be nice for when I work in the basement because it's freezing cold down here right now. It's like a 10-degree difference when I walk down the stairs. But anyway, here's a close-up of it. It's super squishy. I love it. And I'm not sure when she is planning to have the pattern live, the designer, but so far it's been really easy to work on. Like I said, this is my first garment, and I'm not really having any problems with it. It's very easy to understand. So especially for larger people who crochet, who don't really fit the conventional up to a large or an XL, anything beyond that. This does go up to 3X, so there's that. I'm not sure. I think it'd still be nice to include larger sizes, but I know it can be a lot of math and it can be hard to work out for designers, and they may feel like it's a smaller percentage of people anyway, so it's not as worth it. But I very much appreciate when pattern designers do include larger sizes, because I would like to make, handmade things for myself, but it's just not as possible. And I didn't think I'd get chosen, but I did, and I'm so excited. It's so squishy. I'm hoping it doesn't pill super terribly. I'm a little worried with this yarn, because I'm not sure how I would shave it if it did. I have a shaver. I have an electric shaver thing to remove pills. I've done it for my husband's blanket already that I've made him. I finished it last year because I sewed the stars on. The blanket itself, it was done. It was done in 2017. it's an American flag blanket, and then there were 50 stars I had to hand sew on, and it sat in a bag for a year. And I finally finished it. And the stars look all cattywampus, but it's done. And he uses it every day, and it got a lot of pilling, so I took like an hour. And that's on my Instagram if you're interested. And then I did want to mention somebody I've been super loving on Instagram recently, and I think I'd like to do that as a segment every podcast. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how active I am each 2 weeks on Instagram, because I kind of just suck at posting. So, oh, you know what? I do have one more acquisition. It's this. It's, it's a torso thingy form, body form, words. Yes. See? My nice husband helped me put it together, because I was too lazy. Basically, that's all it was. I was too lazy. So, this is what it looks like. And I'm very excited because now I'm going to retake some pictures for my Etsy shop for stuff I would like to sell, but you can't really see it very well because it's like wrapped around one of those fake foam heads laying flat and it doesn't look very good. So, anyway, okay, real quick, I'm about to run out of time because this thing only records for like half an hour. And I want to be sure to get this done. So it's, the Instagram user is Miss Loom Weaver, and I saw Caleisha of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. She had done some weaving this week, and I've really been enjoying Miss Loom Weaver's weaves. And I don't loom weave, but her makes are amazing, and I'm gonna, hopefully, if I can get this editing right, there's going to be a clip of me scrolling on Instagram showing you some of her work. It is super amazing. Her kids are doing it too in one of the videos that she posts, and if you haven't given her a follow, and if you still want to just follow all things yarny, even if you don't want to do that craft, I suggest checking her out. So, that's about all I have, and if you are interested in loom weaving, I think that she could definitely provide a lot of inspiration to you on that. So, or if you are a loom weaver and you're just getting started and you don't really know who to follow, I think that she's great for that too. So, but that's all I have, guys. I hope your 2 weeks have been going well. I've been enjoying finding more podcasters as I've been going along, so super exciting. Oh, and then I did purchase, which hasn't come yet, I just did it today, some hand-dyed yarn, which I have not done before because I don't really ever have the funds to purchase such luxurious yarn. I am definitely a budget crocheter, but I got it from Expression Fiber Arts, and it's Angel Kisses, and I'm using it. My plan is to use it for the Drunk Knitter's Joy Shawl, which was made when she was grieving her miscarriage, and I feel like it's just very appropriate, and so I do plan to do that. But that's all I have, you guys. If you do like what you've seen, go ahead and you want to stick around, click subscribe. If you liked this video, like, and I do like to see the comments and interact with everybody. I do try to reply to everyone. So go ahead and leave a comment and let's chat down below. Alright guys, I'll see you in 2 weeks.